Hello, Toeic students, Toeic lovers, and Toeic haters. Today we're going to look at questions 126 to 130 of a real Toeic test, and I will show you how easy it is to get the answer. Now, before we start, please share, subscribe, like, all those great things. Let's get started. Question 126. Take a second to look at this question. All right, so what do? Well, immediately we eliminate A. Why? Well, attachment is a countable noun. So if you have attachment, you will need a the, an, or a before it. So we eliminate A. Then we eliminate D. Attach is a base verb, the original form of the verb. You never go be verb is plus a base verb. For example, if I say she is talk to me, this is wrong because talk is a base verb. I could say she is talking to me. Or if I say the file will be right by me, this is wrong because write is a base verb. So I could say the file will be written by me. And I don't say the paper is attached to the product because attach is a base verb. Now you have to decide between B and C. The best way to think of this is somebody attaches X to Y. For example, I attach the paper to the box. So someone is the subject. However, if it is passive voice, where I start with the object, I would say the paper is attached to the box. Therefore, if I say someone should attach the receipt to the request, passive, the receipt should be attached to the request. The answer then is attached. B is the answer. The receipt is not attaching. Someone could be attaching the receipt, but be sure that the receipt is attached. This is passive because someone attached the receipt. Let's take a look at 127. So let's go over some of the vocab to give a better choice of getting an answer. Let's start with solitary. Solitary means all alone, isolated, with no one else, just one. For example, I saw a solitary can of beans in the store. They had no other food. There was only one can of beans. Then we look at spare. Spare means extra. For example, if I'm going down the street, a homeless person might ask me if I have spare change. So that is extra change. If we look at previous, previous just is the adjective for before. And random is kind of disorganized, not scheduled. For example, slot machines at the casino are random. So you don't know if you're going to win or lose. It's about luck. Now, the best answer here is solitary, A, because the witness only saw a solitary figure. So figure here means person. So if they saw a solitary figure, this means one figure. And one of your biggest clues is only, because they saw only one. So a solitary figure. Answer is A. Then we look at 128. This one is quite simple. Ben Sanders is the subject and designed is the verb. Therefore, you need an adverb. Most adverbs end with ly. Quickly, slowly, aggressively, kindly, violently. So I know I need an adverb. Most adverbs end with ly, so I am going to pick innovatively. Let's go to 129. first of all, harvest is a verb which means to pick the crop. They will probably sell these. So crops are vegetables, wheat, rice. These are crops. A farmer harvests the crops. So in this situation, it says the crops blank a few weeks earlier. So this is probably passive voice because the farmer harvests crops, so crops are harvested. So I need a sentence that is passive. If we look at have been harvesting, this is not passive because when I use passive, I have an object, a be verb, and a past participle. Past participle is basically an ed verb. So it says have been harvesting, this is active, so that is wrong. Will have harvested, this is active, so this is wrong. Are harvesting, this is active, so this is wrong. Will be harvested is the correct answer. And we know it's correct because we have the be verb and past participle in harvested. We needed a passive sentence. Therefore, our only option is D. Let's go to question 30. Okay, now before we start, let's learn some key vocabulary. The first is audit. And if somebody audits a company, this is a complete and careful examination of the financial records. For example, the government audited the business because the government thought the business was not paying the correct amount of taxes. So they audited the business. They looked closely at its financial situation. So that's an important verb you need to know. And a key note, audit can also be a noun. Then the next word we need to know is submit. Submit is to hand in. For example, I submitted my homework to the teacher. Okay, so we know some key vocabulary now. So let's start by eliminating the wrong answers. First, let's eliminate in addition. In addition can be used in two ways. It can be in addition, comma, subject, verb. You also need to have a sentence before it. Here's an example. He got married. In addition, comma, he got a new job. So that's one way to use in addition. Another way to use in addition is in addition to noun form, comma, subject, verb. In addition to getting married last year, he got a new job. As you can see, there is no to in the Toeic sentence. Therefore, in addition is not correct. Now, let's eliminate for example. Why? In Toeic, you will never start a sentence with for example unless there is a sentence before it. For example, and I'll give you an example right now. So imagine I tell you this. For example, I often watch movies. This makes no sense without a sentence before it. However, if I say, I like doing relaxing activities, for example, I often watch movies. In Toeic, if your option is for example, you can only use it if you have a sentence before. So it is not for example. Now we go to the final two, given or upon. Now, given plus noun at the start of a sentence means because of or due to. You can also use given that subject verb. Here's an example. Given the high price of beef, people are eating fewer hamburgers. Now, given is not usually followed by verb ing. It's usually followed by an original noun or that subject verb. That is one clue. Another clue is context. Given does not make sense in this sentence. For example, if I said, because of auditing the financial records of Rockford Consulting, the accountant will submit an official report. Why is auditing causing this? So the best answer here is upon. And upon is a preposition that is followed by verb ing 90% of the time. It means as soon as. Now, it's usually followed by verb ing. For example, upon entering the building, I realized I didn't have my wallet. So as soon as I entered the building. The only times you'll see upon not followed by verb ing are when you see it as upon arrival, upon departure. This is usually at the airport. So upon arrival of the plane, please do this. So because upon is usually followed by verb ing and the context makes sense, upon is the best answer. All right, so we did 5 tricky questions. Thank you for working with me. I hope you learned something. Have a great day, everyone.